So, what happens when high fashion collides with high tech? Well, the runways, they start getting rendered. And the models, they're literally made of code. Today, we're going to dive into Noir Starr, an AI model agency that's standing right at the center of this wild new frontier.
I mean, it's a pretty wild question, right? But believe it or not, this isn't science fiction anymore. As we're about to see, there are companies out there right now building their entire business on this very idea, that the perfect face for a top-tier luxury brand might not even be human.
So, one of the first big, real-world answers to that question is coming from a totally new kind of company. They're in the business of managing what they call the digital muse. And look, their whole pitch isn't about just replacing human models. It's way more interesting than that. It's about building a brand new type of digital influencer completely from scratch.
Okay, so what is Noir Starr Models exactly? Well, their whole mission is to smash together the super exclusive world of luxury with cutting-edge AI. And that framing is absolutely key. See, they don't want you to think of them as some tech company trying to get into fashion. Nope. They see themselves as a luxury brand that just happens to use tech to build its talent. And how do they do it? Through generative AI. Basically, they feed these systems massive amounts of images to train them, and then out comes these incredibly unique, photorealistic faces. Faces of people who literally do not exist.
So who's the brain behind this whole vision? You know, the founder's background is actually super important for understanding their whole game plan, because this isn't your typical Silicon Valley startup that decided to pivot into fashion. It's the complete opposite. The founder, Anthony Starr, he comes with decades of real-deal experience in the fashion industry. And that's the secret sauce. The whole goal here is to use that deep knowledge to make sure these AI models aren't just, technically impressive. It's about making sure they actually capture that specific vibe, that look and feel of high fashion. The whole idea is to basically program the soul of couture right into the code.
And all of this leads to their central idea, something they call the luxury algorithm. Kind of cool, right? But what does that actually mean? What are they really selling here? Well, it all boils down to four main pillars.
All right, let's break these down. First up, you've got exclusivity. Their models aren't for everyone. They're licensed out to a very small, select group of brands, to create that feeling of scarcity. Next is innovation. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? They're using generative AI to make something that's never existed before. And then there's the big one, sophistication and haute couture elegance. This is really where that fashion background becomes so important. It's all about making sure the final product has that special something, that intangible quality of high fashion, and not just some generic computer-generated face.
And this quote right here, it really just boils their entire pitch down to one powerful sense. It's a direct promise they're making to their clients. They're saying, hey, using our models isn't just a fun gimmick. It's a statement. It's you telling the world that your brand is on the absolute cutting edge of culture. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little out there, like some far-off concept. But Noir Starr is a real, tangible business. And just like any other growing company, they need people. They're building a team. Turns out, the future is hiring.
I mean, just look at the call to action on their careers page. Create your own destiny. This language is so strategic. It's not just random corporate fluff. It's designed to frame the job as something more than just, a job. It's pitching it as a chance to be a real pioneer, to actually help define what a talent agent even is in the age of AI.
And hey, this isn't just talk. They are actively hiring. These are the actual steps to apply for an ad agent role. You send a resume, you fill out a form. It's a real, tangible sign that this company has gone from just an idea on a pitch deck to a full-on, functioning business.
At the end of the day, this is what Noir Starr is all about. This statement just perfectly captures how big their ambition is. They're not just cranking out digital models. No, they see themselves as being in the business of crafting the next generation of icons. Icons born from data and built specifically for our digital world.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final massive question to chew on. As these AI models get more and more sophisticated, the lines around creativity, ownership, and even identity, they're going to get incredibly blurry. So think about it. When an icon is created entirely from code, who actually owns the image? It's a seriously complex future we're heading into, and it's not coming, it's already here.